We are in the busiest week of earnings season right now. 30% of the S&P 500 reporting in big tech. Microsoft and Alphabet both hit the tape tomorrow, along with Amazon and Meta results later this week. Joining us now, Melius Research Head of Technology Research, Ben Reitzes. Ben, it's a big day tomorrow. Alphabet hit a 52-week high 2 weeks ago. It's taken on AI narrative momentum. Microsoft has really driven the AI narrative for software in 23. Are there key numbers that you're looking for from these names tomorrow, or is it more about the AI color?
Well, it's about the AI color. There's a couple things I'm looking for. With regard to Microsoft, the stock has actually underperformed Google quite a bit since the last report. They actually reported on the same night 3 months ago. And since then, Microsoft has underperformed Google by about 18 percentage points. And Google's really outperformed because they've retaken some of the narrative with regard to AI. So we actually think into year end, Microsoft has a chance to regain some of that relative performance because their revenue growth is higher than Google, and Google has easy comps when it comes to EPS growth. Their EPS growth has soared this year, and it should slow or decelerate a bit relative to Microsoft, who keeps chugging. So that should help relative performance. Key number with Microsoft's Azure. Azure is slated to grow 25 to 26% on the street. If they can beat that even by just a little and then accelerate, that's the key number. And then they have to kind of talk about the launch of their Office Copilot on November 1st. And if we can see some upside or some talk of sequential improvement due to AI, especially by June, that could lift the shares on a relative basis.
Okay. Well, Ben, but to put it this way, which company's core business would you say is under more pressure in this uncertain economy? Is it Google search on Alphabet's side, or is it enterprise productivity on Microsoft's side?
Well, our checks in search show that Google's growing still and holding share, and they look pretty good with regard to market share. Bing hasn't really done anything. I think they're okay, but if the economy really tanks, I would think that search is more volatile. Microsoft's business is very annuity-based, much more so than Google. But I think that, one of the things that's really interesting is there's been this Google antitrust trial, and we'll have to see what happens with it. But if there's any opening for Bing with regard to the rulings there or some of the developments there, that could be really interesting for Microsoft on a relative basis. And we'll be looking at that, too, with regard to share dynamics into next year. So far, Bing hasn't been able to do anything.
I want to shift gears with you, Ben, because ahead of the close, we did see these headlines cross from Reuters about NVIDIA and AMD both planning to enter ARM-based CPU chip market. We saw shares of Intel sell off on those headlines as well. Your take on these developments and what it could mean for this market?
Well, I sure want to hear what Intel says about it, as well as AMD when they report on Halloween. I think that, look, you got to take news like this seriously. We obviously really need to see all three companies weigh in on this, as well as Microsoft. The thing I'll just say is that, look, there's been perceived threats to Intel in the past, and there is such an amount of inertia in that PC market where there's apps developed on PCs, et cetera. It really is not an overnight type of thing. Even if this is true and going to have a lot of money behind it. But you got to take NVIDIA seriously. AMD, it's pretty expected that they would be in the PC market doing new things, maybe with ARM, especially now after the IPO. But NVIDIA, you got to take really seriously because they work with Dell and Lenovo on the AI side, AI servers, and their market power with this AI thing is so strong that if they start doing CPUs for PCs, like do they bundle, what do they do? So you got to kind of take that all into account. So I think it's a little early. Usually this stuff is an overreaction in my history with Intel. But we obviously have to see, and long term, if NVIDIA has its sights on anybody, we care, whether it's networking, CPUs, any business they want to touch right now, they have the mojo.